Tampering period is officially open. And if you're watching on the stream, you'll notice that my microphone just broke.
Yeah.
My guy Jeff's coming in to save the day. Appreciate you, Jeffrey.
I think it goes counterclockwise.
It's just hard to do and talk while I'm on the air. There we go. See, Jeff knows what he's doing. Thank you, Jeffrey. Machinery at its best right here. Dude, this is wild, B. So, tampering period is open. Twitter is down. People are going to say go to Blue Sky or Threads or whatever. I have them all open, right?
Uh-huh.
But think about it this way. On Twitter, a dude like Ian Rappaport has, I don't know, 3 or 4 million followers.
Yeah.
On Blue Sky, just because I'm looking at it, he has 98,000.
Mm-hmm.
So for him to have to deal with this right now.
Yeah, he may end up with 1 million of them today because they may all come to Blue Sky.
That's true.
If one's not working, they'll go to the next.
But this feels very antiquated to have to try to like wait, and I'm checking my phone for texts and stuff.
Yeah.
It's just a very interesting time.
Make it happen. Everybody dealing with the same problems.
Right. I think tampering period is officially open. I am sure the phones are being worked. Who do you think is the one free agent Washington could lose in this?
One that they could lose could be a Fowler or a Chinn. Because I think Fowler, we need a pass rush and a run stopper. Another team may need a situational pass rush. And he's damn good at it.
Right.
So somebody may just see that value. We could all just as well bring him back too. And I think same thing with Fowler, with Chinn.
How much money do you think Fowler thinks he should get?
Well, if they say the sack's supposed to be like $1.5 million, you said, right?
Yeah, $1.25 million.
$1.25 million. So somewhere around, 11?
10.5.
10.5, somewhere around 11, 12, 13.
You think he's getting there?
I don't know. It's depending on how many people can get involved. If you get more guys involved, you got a chance to get there.
Right. I'm just not sure I see that happening. Hendrickson, 17.5 last year. Phone lines are open all day. 800-636-1067. If you're looking just at sacks, Fowler finished tied for, I don't know what that would be. Around top 10. It's kind of crazy. Only 17 dudes in the NFL that got to double-digit sacks.
Mm-hmm.
That's less than I would expect, honestly. Fowler's one of them at 10.5.
Mm-hmm.
I think the free agents they stand to lose the most, perhaps, the two guys that'll have the biggest market. I think a lot of it has to do just with age. I think it's De'Ami Brown, and I think it's Dante Fowler.
Mm-hmm.
I would say Jeremy Chinn ahead of Fowler, honestly.
Okay. You kind of think alike a little bit.
And that's kind of how it's built.
Yeah.
Let's hit these phones. Dennis is in Reston. Dennis, what's the move you want?
Good morning, guys, or I guess good afternoon. But my primary move, like I told your man when he took my call, was I want to improve our offensive line. I want to protect Jaden, and I want to get some run push. We need run push, and that's where I'm coming from. Our specialty guys, receivers, stuff like that. They'll grab those guys. They'll get them. I'm not so worried about all that. And then if I had to make one little defensive, it's going to go defensive line. It's going to be offensive line and defensive line. And I would now that some of the bigger names or some names that we've been talking about are being kept by their own teams and here and there. But I haven't heard anything about DeMarcus Lawrence out of Dallas being kept by Dallas. I wouldn't mind grabbing DeMarcus Lawrence. That's how I feel about it, guys. What do you think?
Hi, man.
I don't hate that. He just dealt with a significant injury last year.
Okay, well, I didn't look. Even if it's not just anybody that can do the job, but whatever it is, it's offensive line and defensive line, guys. That's what I think.
Thank you, Dennis. Appreciate you, man. You're not wrong.
Okay.
I'm with Dennis on the offensive line, defensive line. I think that helps your team more. Yeah, the other stuff is more of fanfare and people get excited. But if you don't have offensive linemen and defensive linemen, the other guys will fall off.
So here is something really interesting as we're talking about Dante Fowler. We have our first real piece of news now with the tampering period open. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have agreed to a 1-year, $14 million deal with Hassan Reddick. $12 million of that is guaranteed. Reddick's numbers last year was obviously difficult. He was on the Jets. He was unhappy. I think the Eagles traded back for him. I don't know. That thing seemed like a mess last year. He only started 2 games. The 2 years prior to that, playing for Philly, he had 27 sacks in 2 years, 16, 11. If you look at his numbers from 2020 to 2023, double-digit sacks every year. Reddick had some really good football. He's 30. He'll be 31 when the season starts. There's a lot more consistency with Reddick over the years than there is for Fowler, but I wonder if that starts to kind of set a market for what Fowler will be, and then maybe even what Hendrickson's going to get.
I think Henderson is outside of those guys. I think it may set a market for Fowler, and I think what happens, you go into it expecting a certain level, and then you start seeing what other guys are getting. You may have to adjust what you're thinking. Hendrickson, on the other hand, I don't think he has to adjust. Someone's going to come to that market and match.
Well, and he still has to deal with the trade aspect of it, right? Which complicates it. All right, that's the one I was waiting for. Tampa got the deal done with Godwin. Chris Godwin, once Higgins got tagged, the biggest option in the receiver market was Godwin. He's going back to Tampa, 3 years, $66 million, 44 guaranteed at signing.
That's almost everyone that was talking about trade, they're getting signed.
The best players don't get to free agency.
That's the way you got to do it. You got to at least put that little fear out there.
Crank is in D.C. What up, Crank? Who you want?
My guys, listen. Hey, look, call me crazy, but I'm an advocate for bringing back Chase Young. Bring Chase Young back. New regime in there. I think he'll be motivated under these dudes. I don't think Fowler coming back. So bring back Chase Young. Re-sign Chinn. You might have to pay Chinn, but re-sign Chinn. And work the rest of that stuff through. Oh, you know what? And DJ Reed. Bring DJ Reed there too. So DJ Reed, Chase Young, and re-sign Chinn.
All right. There you have it. Thanks, dude. I'm not anti Chase Young. I don't know that I'm pro, but like a lot of it will come down to cost. I don't know that his sack totals will ever pop at this point. Like he ever becomes a consistent, what we thought was possible way back then, 15 sacks a season or something.
Yeah.
But he's a good run stuffer. Like I just don't know what that ends up being.
What's most important? I ask this question: run stopping or being able to get to the quarterback? This is more of a passing league than it is a running league.
Yeah.
If you are a good run stopper but you can't get to the quarterback, is that even better?
No, I don't think so.
So that's what I'm saying. It's just like it's got to come down to what's most important, and that's what I would have to know from what the coaches think. What's their mindset on that aspect? You know, is a guy being, he's a better run stopper than this guy, but other guys are way better pass rusher. Which one is most important in this day and age?
I think that is pretty easy to know the answer. New blind side. New left tackle for the Kansas City Chiefs. Former 49ers offensive tackle Jalen Moore just reached an agreement with Kansas City. 2 years, $30 million, including 21 fully guaranteed.
There we go.
Deals are happening.
I told you they're going to try to figure out that offensive line, bro, in Kansas City.
Got to.
Yeah, because it was not good in the Super Bowl. Whatever.
I can't wait for the first call we get. That's like, oh my God, they're not doing anything. we can wait a little.
It's legal tampering at this point, and you're gonna see some deals being signed, and going up to some levels that they may not want to spend.
Right,
that happens also.
Let's go to Brandon. Brandon in Fredericksburg. What's up, Brandon? Who you want?
I'm doing good. How are you guys doing?
Doing well.
I just want to touch base with what BMitch just said. Which one's more important, stopping the run or stopping the pass? I think, it is a passing league, but if you can't stop the run, you're getting into double trouble. If you can't stop the run, you're not going to be able to stop the play action, especially having to deal with Barkley and his new contract. So I think if you could stop the run and you can get the players to balance out, on the D-line and linebacker group, I think it could balance itself out. But definitely stopping the run. We have a terrible history with being able to stop the run, and I'm getting sick of it. But the biggest thing we need is Trey Hendrickson. I know Myles Garrett just got a big contract. I know Henderson is 30. But if we get him, that takes care, I think, on that side, the run stop and getting to the quarterback. But we also do need Chinn back. I think we need one more veteran corner. And we definitely need to protect Daniels. There's so many good offensive linemen out there that has experience that I think we could get for a good, cheap 1 or 2 year deal.
I know.
I don't hate that.
So I mean, like what I'm saying is like you're stopping and run this and that, but the ultimate thing is I don't think stopping and run will come down to the guys who are on the edge for the most part. I think a lot of what's inside helps that out.
No, I understand, but if you see what happened with Barkley, I was at the game when Jaden Daniels threw 5 touchdowns, but in the first quarter, Barkley had over 100 yards and a touchdown. And if Hurts would have stayed in that game, I really don't think we would have won it. I don't think Hurts is a great quarterback, but when you have a running back like that and you have 2 good receivers on the outside and a decent talented tight end, it's going to leave holes open because you're trying to stop the run. So if we could just, attack it, as soon as the game starts and just show them that we're going to win from the line of scrimmage and force them to throw the ball, and hopefully Lattimore's healthy, Sanders still is good, bring back Chinn. We got good linebackers. I think we'll be able to defend the pass better if we're making them more one-dimensional instead of letting them get all these yards with the run and then play action. And, it's a big mess. So if we could just stop the run at the line of scrimmage from the beginning of the game, it's going to put the defense in a tough situation and make them one-dimensional.
All right, man.
Thanks for the call, bro.
You're welcome.
I think we're seeing – I mentioned this last week that Minnesota is going to be interested in Jonathan Allen. Now there's a report Jonathan Allen's going to visit the Vikings.
Okay.
Keep in mind, depending how much money Washington spends in free agency and how much money John Allen gets, that could set you up for a comp pick next year in 2026.
The amount of money he gets?
Yeah, the size of the contract determines what level of compensation you get. If it's a big money deal, you can get that 3rd round comp pick, which is basically a 4th rounder when the 3rd round ends. Depending if it's less money, then it could be a 4th or a 5th. There's like a whole crazy formula, and it won't just be determined by John Allen. It'll be determined by like all of the free agents that leave Washington. Yeah. But I don't know. So maybe if Jeremy Chinn does sign elsewhere, that could help your comp formula.
Mm-hmm.
It's a significant series of moving parts that is far too early to try to determine. We'll keep these phone lines going. My guy Dre is in Alexandria. What's up, Andre?
Hey, what's up, JP and B?
What up, brother?
And the Aquarium boys, if they there, I haven't heard them, but anyway.
Yeah, they're there.
Okay, B, we talked about this last week about the offense and defensive line, so I already got that out of the way. You agreed, Doc agreed, and I think JP agreed that, that's where the game is won or lost. So what I wanted to add to, instead of repeating that we all agree upon with Jeremy Chinn, I lost a lot of respect for him when he's 6'3", 6'4", and they told Doc, because I talked to Doc about this too, and they say, yeah, he lift weights, he's strong, so he's not using his strength and he's not using his size. He might as well be 5'2" and 150 pounds because he's tackled like he's 130 pounds. I lay my girlfriend down the same way he tackled people. And that's a shame. He take bad angles on tackles, and when he do make a tackle, it's on an accident. He didn't even see the guy. He ran it through him, and he get hurt. I mean, he's very soft. So I'm not giving him no money. You can't play for me if I'm a coach. You don't like hitting.
I don't agree with you, just so we're clear. Okay. Now, he might take bad angles, but he has lowered the boom numerous times.
He had a lot of people.
Well, he hit those people in an accident. He ran into them and didn't see them. That's the only contact he made. Oops, I accidentally made a tackle. Damn. See, I hit.
Yeah, I agree with you. Jeremy has hit people, but most cornerbacks and safeties don't tackle anymore. The whole league does that, and I hate it. Jay, no, I hate that. If you're standing up when the guy goes on the ground, I'm like, what was that? You know, you gotta. If you leave the ground, hit him and wrap up, he goes down point blank.
BMitch, he got linebacker size, 6'3", 6'4", and strong.
He can run. He's
He
big.
a little DB.
Yeah.
He's big, dude. I remember the first time I saw him running at camp, running kind of at me. I was on the sideline. I was like, damn, that dude is big.
Yeah.
So I'm not.
You should have strength and size, and you don't use a B. It's like a fast guy, but he never runs fast on the field.
You and I disagree that he never uses it. But thank you for the call, Dre. Appreciate you.
All right, brother.
He can't be on my team. I'm sorry.
All right. Let's go to Earl in Fredericksburg. What's up, Earl?
Hey, what's going on, BMitch and Finlay?
What's up, brother?
Hey, what do y'all think about signing Ufunga from San Francisco?
The safety. I think there's a lot of reason people are excited about him.
I think
He's missed some time.
Depending on what happens with Chinn, then I think that may be they may focus that way.
All right, I appreciate you guys.
He hasn't played a full season since 22. So I think that's one of the reasons there's some hesitation there.
Right.
Obviously, last time he played a full season, he was an all-pro player. He was really good, but that was 2022. Dealt with a lot of injuries over the last couple of years. The Niners, now they're going through a period of, they certainly not rebuilding to them, but they got a lot of players they got to kind of figure out what they're doing. But the Niners generally don't let good players get out of there.
Mm-hmm.
And I would need a pretty significant physical, but if Peters is going to bring him in, Peters was there in San Fran when they drafted him, when he played to an all-pro level. I think all that said, I like Kafanga. I think he's a heck of a player. There is not a question about his level of physicality,
Mm-hmm.
I would add. So that's going to be an interesting one to watch.
He brings the house when he's trying to hit you.
He sure does.
Yeah.
How much is that going to cost?
Yeah.
Don't know. It's a good call, though. Thank you, Earl.